Behind me are the poles that I made. I found some ash, I found some maple. They're nice and strong. They're going to do a couple of things. They're going to hold the tomatoes up, and there's a lot of weight on those tomatoes, there will be. The pole beans are going to like to climb. I've built a wire frame so that they can climb up the wire frame, and that's kind of like this shape with the wire along the middle. And then I've gone for a teepee design with a pole across the top that gives the structure some solidity. And then I'll train the using an old water filter which is made out of wool, which I salvaged, of course. I've got 2,000 yards of free wool there that will never rot, so I can use the tendrils will climb up that onto the frame. The thing will really bed down and be strong, and it looks really awesome. It's really pagan looking. I love it. It's more sculptural than bamboo and certainly stronger. 8 feet, I went with 8 feet, and then there's about a foot in the ground. So these are all 7 feet, some of them are 9 feet. I like the fact that they're different shapes and sizes. It breaks up the garden, it looks really natural. I'll probably leave them in all winter. I'm really happy with them. So on the larger poles, they're about 2 inches in diameter. I've run a screw, maybe 1 or 2 screws through them just to give them the strength, and then I've lashed them with the wool. Really tight figure 8, and then tied it off, and they seem to move around. The whole thing you can pick up and move around. They seem to be quite strong and quite happy that way. The great thing about the poles and the different heights is the birds think they're trees. They come in and they sit on them and they look down and go, oh, I'll have one of those hornworms down there, so the tomatoes don't get eaten, because the birds are using them to hunt. They're hunting off the moths as well. You could say it's an all-you-can-eat buffet for the birds. I mean, I've seen goldfinches, I've seen yellow, green-fronted warblers, I've seen orange, red tanagers. These are birds I've never seen before. It's fantastic. They're coming straight out of the forest and they're sitting on the poles. So if I set my camera up, I can get some nice reference and do some drawings, or just sit up there with a cup of tea and do some drawings of all these birds that are coming to visit my garden just to hang out above the tomatoes. It's fantastic. This is the 4-foot hole that filled in that I had to redig after the rains came along and washed them all in. Anyway, it wasn't too bad. You can see I've charred the posts here nicely, and what I wanted to do was have a really solid like post that looks exactly like a tree, and I will mount some bird houses to this. And so far I've seen so many different types of birds land on here, like I was saying with the poles. Everything seems to want to sit up there. I've squared the ends off, and then I've put an odd shape across the top, and these are 12-foot posts, 4 foot in the ground, 8 foot above, actually more like 9 feet above. Yeah, I'm really happy with them. They look really great, really natural part of the landscape. If you've enjoyed what we've done today, then like and subscribe.